You all, we are not licensed professionals. You know, we are just here on this roller coaster called life, trying to be better friends to one another, trying to be better human beings on this planet. If you're tuning in, we are not opting out of therapy. We are not advocating that you listen to us and not see someone who is licensed and trained to help you with day-to-day life on how to cope and deal. So we advocate for therapy a lot here. We believe that everyone has something to talk to somebody about. So, just like to make that disclaimer that we're just here giving our opinions and having discussions week by week. And we're hoping that, you know, maybe you can find something useful, or if at least find a little humor in this terrible, terrible rock we call the world.
In other words, if you listen to our advice and you get popped in the mouth, don't at us.
Yeah, don't at me because you may get popped in the mouth again. Back to another episode of the Friendship University. Y'all know what it is. We're back for another week of trying to encourage people to not be the trash that they see in the world. We all can just do a little better every single day, and you know how we say it. People are our greatest resource. So we are back. I am Kristen, and this week we're gonna be doing it a little different. Our co-host, normally Miki, is on a little break. I am actually out of town, so I am joined with a special guest, singer, songwriter, musician, encourager, just all around businesswoman, beauty guru. I could just go on and on about this fabulous woman. She is taking some time out of her busy schedule to sit down with me today to have a good conversation. Tarrah.
Hello.
Tarrah Coble Music.
Yes.
How are you today?
I am amazing and honored, humbled to be here with you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Amen.
Yes. So before we get into, you know, our last 7 days and how things are going in your life, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Am I going to tell them who I am?
Yeah, let the people know, you know, who you are, what you do, all that Hollywood talk.
Got it. Say less. Okay, so my name is Tarrah. I am a singer, as she stated. I am a songwriter. I've been singing my whole entire life. I play instruments. I sing especially about inspirational topics. And I am also in the beauty industry. I grew up in a salon and have always had a passion for all things beauty, making people feel beautiful on the inside as well as the outside. I have a company called GGH Beauty, whose overarching company is Go Girl Hacks. And we are just about helping people to look good, feel good, and be good. And GGH Beauty is our service-based side where we provide corporate, bridal, and TV and film, hair and makeup to companies. And so I'm really excited about doing that. And we're expanding coming products soon, and I'm just working on that. So, but that's who I am in a nutshell. I'm an encourager. I'm all about inspiration and helping people to be better people.
Yes. So I feel like, are in the right place because, you know, we kiki, we joke. Me and Miki likes to say that he hates everybody, but that's not true. That's not really true. But yes, a little bit of our background. I think we just calculated it's been 17 years?
7 1 7 1 7.
We have been friends for 17 years. Tarrah and I met in college, and yeah, she just like finagled her way into my little heart.
Is that the story we're telling on air?
No,
That's fine.
I think if I remember correctly, I feel like we had a mutual friend, but we didn't know you were friends with someone else. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And
Well, I had
that's
just
how
met her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. You all were getting to know each other. And then you were friends with a guy that I know
Yes,
as well. You were
yes.
really close to him. And so I met you, and you said, come to this meeting with me.
I don't remember that part.
And I think it was a Bible study. Or was it sold out? Was sold out
No,
around that time?
it was not.
It wasn't. Oh,
you
maybe
guys.
that was different. Maybe that, I think you told me to come somewhere with you. And then what really transpired is I found out that you grew up in a salon and you could do hair. And I was like, can you do my hair? Because I didn't know nobody. And I didn't trust
we
anybody.
in South Georgia.
Okay, I don't want to do boonies. I was going to say the boonies. Back then it was. Now they have very much so progressed. But back then it was, you could get a can thrown at your foot if you was black. And caught something and get told to go back where you came from. But so no, true story, that actually happened to me. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, this is my side of the story. Okay, so what I recall is I went to a football game of some sort, event. Yeah. And you were there.
It was quite a few people there.
It was like an event. And I saw the mutual person, and you were with them.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking, and I probably complimented you. And you're like, no, I like your hair. And I was like, well, I could do your hair like this. And you were like, for real? And then I was like, yeah, just come over. And then that's kind of how that happened. So in my mind, I feel like, and I did a twist out. It was a twist. It was a twist out on her hair. If you know, you know.
Yes.
And it was fire and fabulous. And then we were just friends ever since.
It was really like, that's it. We locked in, baby.
And we don't stop.
I will agree with the hair. I don't remember the event. Those details are kind of specky in my mind. But I do remember you doing my hair, and it was like, it took a couple of hours, and we just talked and
that was it.
And that was it. And so then now here we are.
Grown 17 years.
Women.
Oh my God.
So
wild.
So yeah, that's just a little bit. So yes, this is some of the times when I'm talking about my closest friends or my best friends. Tarrah is definitely someone that's in that loop. And that's the podcast.
The one, ladies.
The one, the only in this corner.
The main one. Okay, sorry.
You have been my main. You have been holding me down, girl. You've been holding me down year after year.
P.O.P. Holding it down.
P.O.P. up and down.
For real, we have definitely been through a lot, and I'm so thankful. Like, you just find people who accept you for who you are, and just no judgment, but accountability. Because people misconstrue those two words all the time. All the time. So I am definitely grateful for this friendship. So you're here with us this week. As you all know, it's Friday, Friendship Fridays every Friday. You can anticipate episodes from us, and we are so thankful for the listeners who are returning. The new listeners, welcome one, welcome all, welcome everyone. We're just so thankful for you all that support us. I'm trying to tell y'all now, listen to it now, because the price is going to go up at some point. It's really not going to be here. Okay? So you want to be one of the people to be like, I was the first. I was in on it before. That new reel that's going around social media, like, wouldn't you like to say you knew this artist before they blew up? Yes, you may want to do that. So we're here this week, and you know how we do the vibes, the lesson this week. We're going to be getting into a discussion. I can't even remember how. It was probably the Lord. I came up with this question. But I just started thinking about how we interact with people, and there are always these questions about how people perceive you. And I was just wondering, as someone who is an encourager and you love people, you love making connections, you just love, like me, you just love to love. How would you like people? We can break it up, but the question of the week is going to be, how would you like people or your friends to experience you? And, what are some things that you put into practice to ensure that that comes to fruition, how you wish them to experience you? And you can start with strangers or friends or whomever you would like to start with.
Sure. I am a nerd, a self-proclaimed nerd, and I like to Google definitions. And when you said,
I have it. I have the experience. I have experience.
can you share with us?
You know I'm
definition?
the same. I'm a researcher, and I did look up some articles, so we will link those in the description box below. But yes, I can give you the definition of experience first. That's good. I'm glad you asked. So there are two definitions for experience. Experience can be a noun, which is the practical contact with and observation of facts or events. There's also the second definition, which is a verb, and that's to encounter or undergo an event or occurrence. So when you think about what is the experience, what's the encounter between you and another person?
And another person, I would definitely I hope to God with everything in me from my baby toe that when people encounter me, they feel acceptance and they feel seen. They feel seen and heard and validated. Like, hey, I exist. I think one thing that sticks out in my mind is like, I'm a gym person, and when I walk in the gym, I want to talk to everyone. And not because I just feel like talking to everyone, but people need, like, so many of us walk through the world like, does anybody see me? If I wasn't here, would anybody even notice that I was gone, that I ever existed? And just that smile, just that, hey, how you doing? How your kids doing? Or just talking to the custodian and having our little connection is just so powerful that someone acknowledged their existence and their presence. And that's what I hope. I hope that I bring joy, because I'm a very silly, I'm over the top sometimes, but
That's the theater part girl in you.
yes, the drama, bring the drama. But I love joy. I love to laugh. I love inside jokes. I want to laugh, and I feel like we need more of that in the world. So I hope that when people experience me, they experience upbeat optimism, joy, that they feel validated and seen.
I love that. I'm funny. I'm silly.
Silly.
I like to just interact with people.
So imagine the combination. It's silly on silly.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that song? I don't know. Something racks on racks on racks.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
silly on
that.
silly.
Yeah, it's absolutely that. Compound, silly, exponential.
All the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much nonstop. And I am appreciative of that.
So when you say you walk into the gym, which is interesting because most people are like uber focused and they're like, don't even look at me. I'm in my zone. What about with the people close to you, the ones that you consider a friend?
I think that is an amazing question. I feel like I'm on Miss America. Awesome question.
World peace.
World peace and Iowa. Okay, no. Miss I. Okay, anywho, back. So with my friends, on top of that, that is the basis, right? And of course, I want people to feel loved. And with my friends, I want them to feel supported and I want them to feel loved. But I also, strangers you can't really challenge, right?
Yeah.
You don't really challenge strangers. You kind of like, oh, that's your perspective. Okay, I may share my perspective. It just depends on the conversation,
Yeah.
But with my friends, I feel like I'm a part of your board that is responsible. And when I say board, I mean like life board. And I got a shout out to like my mentor, Sarah Connor, because she taught us about people being on the board of your life.
Yeah.
And
Board
I
executives,
feel,
for sure.
yeah, the board of your life. And I feel like as a best friend or as a friend that you have allowed me into that space to help make sure that you become successful. And it's part of my responsibility to be honest with you and not honest to where I feel like I know everything, because Lord Jesus, we all know that is an incorrect statement. I'm just humbly, but that if I see something that I feel like is going to hold you back or is limiting you, that I lovingly encourage you and maybe shed some light to that and just be accountability, be support, for you.
For the friends. And if you all hear, I don't think you can, but if you hear the AC, it's over 100 degrees in Dallas.
Listen.
In Texas, it was like 150 degrees yesterday. I felt like a layer of my skin melted off. So you're gonna have to deal with it because there is absolutely no way that we will be cutting that off.
Listen, we fry eggs on the ground down here.
Literally,
at this point.
literally, you've seen it on Instagram and TikTok. People, it's not a joke. The sun was down and it was still hot.
Hot breath.
So right on the back of your neck. So I don't think you can, but if you can, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Give us grace.
Not breath with an F.
Put the spotlight on my daddy, make it hot.
If you're a 90s baby, you know where that's from.
Yes, absolutely. I love that you said bored. We had a conversation about this a couple of weeks ago, and I used that reference. That's so interesting. I had never heard it before, so shout out to the people who are on the same wavelength. But we were talking about, I was like, it's the same where you have your board of executives for business.
Yes.
Their responsibility is to make sure the business is in right standing. They have the interest of the business at heart.
Yes.
So making sure that they are in right standing with the law, making money, all those things. So growing everything. Yeah. So, I feel like for me, I can agree. Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like the same. I can talk to anyone about anything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've always been that way. Mm-hmm. Like, I definitely, if you want to use the term introvert, extrovert, I would be more on the extroverted side. Mm-hmm. Like, I do love my alone time. For sure. You know this. I can be by myself.
I do.
I can be by myself for days on end, not talk to nobody, and be cracking up in my room. But I love interacting with people. So you like sand? Okay, tell me about sand. Why do you like it? Is it the gristle? It slips through your fingers.
Gritty?
Like gritty? What?
Castles?
Right. You like to make castles? Do you like the beach? I do believe that like a piece of our production in life are our experiences, right? Yeah. People talk about, oh, you're made up of your experiences. Your experience cultivate who you are, which I think is half of it. You don't have to be your experiences per se. Yeah. It just depends on what you want your experience to be. Like, is it a source of growth, awareness? Is it a trauma, suppression? Has it caused arrested development? All these different things. So I try to make sure that if I am talking to someone who maybe has talked to only 5 people in that day, or even just 2, or even if I'm just that one, that experience is positive. Yeah. for sure.
That's so beautiful and selfless. For real.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many things to be angry about. Everybody has problems. And this is not to say you don't encounter people automatically on the negative.
Yeah.
Because you totally can have a very
Yeah.
I remember a few months ago, I was in like Lowe's buying something. I was in the self-checkout line, and I was walking towards the register that had just opened up, and this guy just literally walked in front of me and went to the self-checkout. And I said, "Oh, really? Okay."
That's
so,
what we doing?
right. And so I actually just walked up to him. I was like, "Oh, for real?" And he just like waved me off. He was like, "Uh-huh."
Wow.
Yeah. And I was just like, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great day. Now, I'm good for telling somebody to have the day that they deserve.
Oh.
Because I ain't gonna tell you have a bad day. Just have the day that you deserve.
Well,
Because
well.
but I just, you just never know what someone's I am someone who assumes positive intent. Even I take this into all aspects of life: business, personal, romantic, anything, because it's not always important to know the why, but knowing the why can sometimes change the trajectory of where you go. So I may have had a bad encounter with somebody. I'm gonna still assume positive intent. Now, you run over my dog or like slap my mom, then that's different. That's different.
Oh, it's real different.
That's
'Cause we don't
different.
play about
I'm not.
mamas over
Absolutely
here.
not.
Let
So
me tell you.
absolutely not. Not my mama. But
I was going to say her name.
nah, we don't.
I'm not gonna give out.
We don't
I'm
give
not
the government.
giving out.
We don't give the government name. So
You know I be calling your mama.
you
name.
really do. You really do. You really do. That's fine, because we all have nicknames, because your mother is the prayer warrior.
Yes, she is.
Praise the house down.
She will pray you through any situation.
Praise
Let me
God for her.
tell you something.
Praise God for her.
Knee patch strong.
Earn her place in heaven. You
Huh?
hear me?
She's on. She gets it through.
Hot. She's speed dial.
Put her through. That's her. Put her through. Right on through. I'd be like, dang, really? Okay. Anyway, I know I prayed that same prayer.
I said the same thing.
I know. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. But yes. But if it's kind of just like you said in the gym, and even using that example, you could try to be saying hi to someone and they may get snarky because they're just in the zone.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking. I know when I'm working out, y'all pray for me. I'm doing the best I can. But I am in the zone. I don't want to talk to nobody because I'm out of breath already. You want me to use the little brother breath I got to say hello back to you? So I may look like, but I'll do my little nod, but they may be like, oh, she looked mean or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just out of breath because I'm big and I'm trying to
She
unbig
delicious.
it.
Okay.
I'm trying to unbig
She
it.
fine this baby. Listen, y'all don't see her because this is audio. But when you see all this fineness up in here,
Listen,
I hope the listeners know the level of fineness that's sitting next to me on this couch. Don't get it
I knows
twisted.
you're not talking.
Fine.
Fine without makeup and with the makeup, y'all better just go in the house. Just go inside.
And that's why you my friend.
Just don't even come outside.
If you don't hype your friend up,
What are you
y'all
doing?
even friends?
Are you even friends?
First of all, if you don't send me memes on a regular basis, you are not my friend. And less than not, if you're not sending me at least 2 to 3 memes a week, at least you don't think about me. Do you ever? You don't think about me. You don't care what I'm going through enough to send me a laugh, a kiki, and a cuckoo. I need that. It's a uplifting.
Absolutely.
That's a love language. Me.
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 I will sit now.
The 6th love language.
We need to add that to the repertoire.
Okay.
But yes, so I did do like a little bit of research, and like I said, we can link some of this stuff in the discussion box below. But I saw where someone was talking about like fully owning how others experience you, which I thought was interesting because I had
that's
never
powerful.
when I was looking it up, I'm like, I'm not going to find anything about this. But I did find a couple of things. So someone was saying, this was actually from a TED Talk, and I forget the person's name. I'm so sorry. This was quite a few years ago, but they were saying fully owning how others experience you. And so for them, that meant to evaluate yourself, not just on your intentions and explanations, but also on how you make others feel.
That's so good. That's powerful. We could end the podcast. Podcast over. Bam, 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 bam. Done.
So in that,
Write
they
that
were
on your
discussing
wall.
it, right? They were discussing it, and they posed the question to the crowd of why that may be so difficult. Why do you think that's difficult?
I wrote a song about it.
Did you? Tell the people about the song.
Okay, well, backtrack. Why it's hard for us to accept how others experience us. Of course, if it's not positive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because we can take a positive. Oh, really? Oh, we love a good positive, but affirmation or someone complimenting us. But if it's not positive, it could be really the ego. It can just
Yeah,
be, it is a
could take over.
beast. That could be a whole nother podcast just talking about
Yeah.
ego and pride, as some people would call it. But it just being so huge in the heart and mind set of a person. And if my ego is so big and fragile, then if you say something to me that's not affirming, I have to protect myself. And I can't imagine not being perfect, which is just all a terrible, terrible lie, And so that's that first, when someone tells me something I don't want to hear, that's the first thing that's going to rise up in me, like, who's she talking to? I know what I meant. I know what I said. I know how I meant to say it. She wrong. Well, wait, hold up. That's her experience of you or his experience of you. And you're not always right. And a lot of times you are wrong. And that's where that heart, like, we have to be honest. That ain't easy, to be humble, to say, you know what? If your experience of me was negative, I truly apologize.
Yeah.
Really start apologizing, y'all.
Man.
Okay, let's pause. Can we just start apologizing for stuff?
Yes.
You don't have to have seen it from your point of view or understand it and do that fifth grade apology. Well, I'm sorry you felt that way. No, that's not an apology. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That was not what I wanted to do. Thank you for sharing that with me so that I can change. Because do you want to just go around slicing people's heads off and then you turn around, everybody hell rolling down the street and you don't have nobody to talk to no more? You ain't got no friends, no company. Everybody just dead.
So you're just talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself. And then wonder why you ain't got no friends. So I'm just saying, like, we have to really, like, accept the fact that we're not always going to get it right. And we got blind spots. And that people are going to have to tell us, you know what? I think that was selfish, the way you handled that situation. And it made me feel like you don't care about me.
Yeah.
I personally had to go through an experience like that recently with a friend. And I was like, crap. Sugar, honey, iced tea. I'm the strong friend. I'm the friend.
Okay. How did I get on the chopping block?
How did I mess this up so badly? But
People's perceptions are the reality.
yes, and you got your own stuff that blinds
Everybody.
you. You got your own trauma. And in that situation, I had to apologize, number one, and say, I'm sorry that was your experience of me. And then I had to look and say, sit. Come on, somebody. Where's Ayanla where you need? Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
If y'all only knew how many times a day we do that. It's kind of irresponsible. Anyway. I had to sit in it. Why did I mistreat my friend when I love them?
We don't.
That's good. Go
sitting
ahead.
in it,
Talk about it.
You know, let me just check real quick because it said it detected some feedback. I just want to make sure it did. It really does take a level of maturity to sit. To sit in anything, to sit in any feeling, sorrow,
yes,
regret,
yes,
humiliation,
yes,
even sometimes joy, because some of us don't know how to accept when things are going right in our lives.
A word.
We're always looking for the carpet to be pulled from up under us. So, I'm glad that you said that, because we gotta let pride go and stop thinking that we're always right.
Come on,
and
somebody.
You know, and I'm not telling you things that I didn't experience myself growing up. You know me. You've known me a very long time. Almost half my life.
Yeah. For real.
You know how I used to be.
Yes.
And I was nice and funny, but I was very mean as well. I would be like, and you said, what? Your mama's up. Okay. This, and that, and I am a recovered know-it-all. I'll be honest. Let the people know. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. I'm overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of my testimony. I'm a recovering know-it-all. When I tell you, you couldn't tell me nothing. And it's so weird because it wasn't a thing of I know everything intellectually, like you couldn't teach me anything. I've always loved to learn. I'm going to sit at the foot of wisdom. You got something to say? You know something? And maybe that's why I can talk to anybody about anything, because I just like to know things.
Yeah,
yes, I just like to learn.
Can we pause? She knows some of the most random things that y'all will ever hear. Like, how do you even know that?
Because
facts.
Just
human
read.
Guinness Book
I
World
spent
Record.
a lot of time in the library when I was young. I watched those YouTube channels of like facts. I've been watching fact YouTube since I was like a teenager, even before it blew up.
How do you know this? How do you even know this information?
I just
human Google
talking.
What's happening?
I just do it. It wasn't that. It was like, you're not going to tell me what I meant, or you're not going to tell me how I made you feel. How arrogant of me to tell you how I made you and your body feel. And I had to learn that, one, that was unacceptable. I was never going to have, and I did have some friends, you know, because I was funny and friendly with my friends, but I was never really going to get where I wanted to go if I'm treating people like this. And secondly, intent does not absolve you from responsibility.
Yes.
If I step on your foot and it hurts, I may not have intentionally did it, but that does not stop your foot from hurting.
Break it down. Break it down for the people. Give them a visual.
I have to let you experience that feeling.
Yes.
No matter how it. See, we try to make other people's feelings about us. And it's not.
Y'all can send y'all offering too. Cash App.
So we have a link tree. It'll be in the description box below. But yes, it's not. Other people's feelings oftentimes don't have anything to do with us. And if we're going to take the assumption that our life is comprised of experiences and we become those experiences, then you have to realize that people have had experiences before you that affect the way they respond to the experience they're having with you.
The lens through which they see the world is colored a certain way
Yeah.
and affects how they experience you.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I thought that was interesting.
That's so
And
powerful. And that's where if it's okay, I can say this.
Yeah.
If that's where we have to communicate.
Oh, I'm all about communication.
Because maybe, just maybe, y'all, it's not just them and what they did. A piece of that experience that bothered you or triggered you or hurt you is coming from within you. Mm-hmm. And I have to, this a word. This
Give it
one
to
of
the people.
This one of them
to
ding
the
words that we've been hearing. Have the self-awareness to say,
Woo!
ooh, I felt that run through my arm.
Self?
Aware.
Self? Did you become aware?
I asked myself and myself said, are you aware today? We have to have the self-awareness to be able to say, part of this is me and part of this is them. And I need to own my part in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got to own my part in it. Yes, they may have been wrong, but what did I contribute? You understand what I'm saying? To that.
Two
And-
people can be wrong at the same time.
Yes, or what was my response? Or what did I allow that gave them the space to maybe treat me in a way that was not acceptable?
Or a way that I wanted to be treated.
Yes.
Well, we are proponents of, we say you teach people how to treat you
Yes.
all the time. You teach people how to treat you. And I'm glad you said self-awareness, because I feel like people can, you know how people love like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all these people who they say are real. People can feel that. Don't nobody want to be around somebody who think they perfect.
Right.
Because then it's like,
That's it.
how you gonna, that lack of awareness, that lack of accountability triggers a fear in the other person. They don't feel safe around you. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to open up or get close to you. And we talked a little bit about this. We have an episode about vulnerability that we talked about a little bit of this in. You can go back and listen to that, where we break kind of those barriers down of why you don't feel safe with individuals. But I think people respond to realness when you're
Yes.
who you really truly are.
Yes.
So if you would just let that barrier down, and a lot of times we aren't pride won't let us be who we are,
And fear.
and fear.
Fear that they won't accept the real us.
Yeah.
That's the worst. It's like, I just want to, like, most of us have such this need to be accepted.
I think that's like the top one. Fear.
Yes,
acceptance,
like,
for sure.
I just want to be accepted. I just want to be loved. I just want to be known. I just want to be seen. I just want to be heard. Like, that fear that people, if they knew the real us, the crowds would go away and it would just only be like 2 people left that really get us.
But two
Quality?
two quality people are better than 100 who don't really know you. Because you're
Yes.
still going to feel alone.
Alone.
Because they don't really know you. Why do we think that social media is so popular and everybody responds to everything? They want to be seen. They want to be heard.
Yes.
They want to know. They want you to know, I have an opinion too. My opinion matters.
Yes.
Hey, look at me. My opinion. Now some of y'all need a therapist because you're just talking to the wrong crowd. You got a lot on your mind, and you need someone to talk to.
Can I add to that? I'm currently in therapy right now, so I can speak.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to pay somebody to keep your secrets. Stop
Absolutely.
telling people all your business that aren't trustworthy. Some of you got real mad secrets that everybody don't need to know, that need to be protected.
Yeah.
And if you have like someone who is trained to handle you, can I say one thing? Okay, so the reason why I think something that I found out about therapy is that you need, you usually can't just go to somebody and talk about yourself for an hour.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. A part of a therapist job, they are trained. They spend hundreds of hours listening.
Yes.
Training their ears to just listen unbiasedly and be able to hear you fully.
Yes.
So a piece of therapy is literally feeling like I have somebody to talk to about this.
Yes.
I just really need to get this off my chest.
Yes.
Let me talk to my therapist. Sometimes when I was in therapy, sometimes I would just go and talk just to vent. I really didn't want to input, and they could sense that. Now, sometimes they was like, I got to get this to you, even though I know you don't want it. But sometimes I was just like, I need to just let it off. Let the clip, the chopper rain. Because if I went to the other people and told them this, they would be like, okay. Yeah. She need. What's wrong? She's not okay. She's
Not okay.
But yes, you are so right. You are so right.
Yeah.
And you're a very talkative person, and you're very like open with your friends. You take accountability serious. So the fact that you have a self-awareness that like, and not to say like nobody's perfect.
Oh, y'all.
But like,
If y'all
you know,
only knew.
you who has the keys to heaven.
No.
And has, a very close relationship with God and can talk to, it's even still like therapy is really helping me as well. Therapy plus God, y'all.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit easier for me to have that empathy for people because I come from that. My father was a preacher, my mother a social worker. So, my father a preacher and teacher in the Chicago public school system, and my mother a social worker. So I just kind of had that.
Chirac.
You know, my city, Chi City, don't do our city.
Just saying.
Y'all let us say Chirac, but anyway.
I know y'all don't say that. I've had amazing times in Chicago.
We had a time.
Don't let me tell you.
But and it's the summertime. What y'all eating?
Ooh-wee.
Polishes, and I don't even eat pork no more. Anyway, but except for bacon, every bloom. Every blue moon some bacon in there. But I kind of naturally, and then I went into social work, and then I went into education, and now I teach some of y'all teenagers. But I went into that world because I kind of naturally have that. But even if you naturally have that, you need to have something that we like to call boundaries, because one book that changed my life is called Boundaries. If you don't know it, it's a very powerful book. But
do you remember the author?
I can remember.
We'll
maybe
try to find it and put it in the description box.
Yes, but it's very powerful. And if you have a lot of empathy for people and you find yourself getting ran over and you find yourself not being able to be honest with people because you want to be accepted so bad, back to the acceptance, you don't want to be rejected. So you just lack boundaries. So you just like, come on, if you just love me, I kind of just take you as you are. And I don't want to tell you anything that's going to offend you because I don't want you to leave me. I just want you to accept me. So you have to get over that fear, and that is not just like a one-time thing. That is a constant awareness that, hey, self-awareness that, hey, I have a tendency to lack boundaries, okay? And then there are some people that are on the other side of the spectrums. You're more selfish. Come on, somebody.
Oh yeah.
You're more controlling. You're more manipulative. You have a tendency to try to control people.
Some of you all learned the term boundaries and really took it to another level. Should never have gone to, because you're gonna respect my boundary. Ma'am, that's not a boundary.
Ma'am, that's not a boundary.
You're out of order. And that's not a boundary.
This whole courtroom's out of order. Yeah, you're a boundary. What in the book they call it, a boundary buster. You bust straight through people boundaries. They tell you no, and you say, "Oh, I'm finna get around that no," and they're your friend.
Boundary buster law.
Wait
the
a
new
minute.
BBL.
Your friend told you something to protect her or him, and protect you and protect y'all friendship, and you said, bleep your boundary. I'm busting through and I'm going to do what I want to do. That's essentially what we're saying. Yeah. So we have to have the self-awareness to know, okay, I tend to lean on this side. Okay. Or I tend to lean on that side. I need to be aware of how I'm impacting people and how people are impacting me so I can show up better.
If you do that, there is no way you won't be showing up in the world
Yes.
a better person.
Yes. Yes.
It's like eating right and working out. There's no way that you won't
that's good.
begin to your
See
body won't begin
results.
to, yes. That doesn't mean,
If you do the work,
the results will come.
the results will come. And we have to do our work because nobody gets through life unscathed.
Yeah. There's not one person in the world that doesn't have a story.
Yes.
So
Or trauma, or drama,
or
or
drama,
pain,
yeah.
or wounds, or emotional wounds. And
or reasons to be fearful, reasons to, hide and be closed off.
yes. And I have a single out right now. It's called Hurt People, Hurt Ones. And the song is talking about how hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
But if we heal, we can heal each other. If I come into a situation healed, and not that you ever reach this like this monument of like I'm healed from everything and I will never have to, go through any healing journey again. But you can get over some of those traumatic wounds that cause you to act out and misbehave in a way that hurts people. And so if we go through that process, we can really bring healing and wholeness to other people. Can we talk about, we were watching Selling Sunset. We binge watched. Can we talk about that scene at the end of the season?
Baby, when I tell you, I would have been out the door.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yes.
Because that is a perfect example of what we're talking about.
Yes. So there are two friends, and
Chriselle and Mary.
And if you don't know, Selling Sunset is about real estate and
drama. They be fighting on it.
They
y'all.
really do.
We're not advocating y'all watch the show necessarily, but it was entertaining.
But
for the time we was
for
watching
the time being, we just like to sometimes watch stuff like
that.
So, and was it Chriselle?
It was
I
Chriselle.
think she was having a very difficult time.
No, Mary.
Oh, Chriselle was the one. Yes. So Mary was having a very, very difficult time, and their relationship had become tumultuous because of some other drama within because they worked together as well within their office. And so Chriselle sat down with Mary and was trying to talk to her about it, and Mary flat out was like, you know what, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, my life is in shambles,
complete shambles, falling apart.
And she had been crying hysterically, like on and off
all
season.
We're like, Mary, you crying again? Girl.
Y'all out about to go partying. You crying?
Again.
So, yeah. And so she starts, tearing up there. And she's just like, I am under so much stress. I got XYZ going on. I'm trying to deal with this and that and everything in between. And I just am a wreck. And Chriselle, the girl, gonna say, well, because G is in Australia. G is her girlfriend. Because G is in Australia and I'm just not all here. And I'm just, my mind, I can't even think. G is in Australia. Excuse me?
And then Mary's response is, she like kind of stops crying. She leans over to Chriselle, puts her hand on top of her hand and says, okay, well, just go be with G. It's like she's sobered up.
Yeah, because she didn't even have the capacity to. I have already laid it out on the table, and you didn't get it. I don't even have the capacity to try to re-explain it because I just told you what was going on, and you're telling me that you're such in shambles because your girlfriend of 2 weeks has left to go on a tour. And she's gonna
nothing wrong with the lady. She just she working.
She's working.
She's just not around.
A musician, and she had to go on tour, and she was gonna be gone for 2 months. And and you're looking me in my face as I'm crying,
pouring my heart out.
This is what's going on. That you don't even have the capacity because this is what's going on. Okay,
You're not. It's like she sobered up and realized, like, you're not my friend.
You're not my friend.
You don't, or not necessarily you're my friend. You don't have capacity to be here for me. So you go be with whoever you need to be with.
And I'm gonna be, and we don't have to talk too much about it, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it ain't got nothing to do with G. Chriselle just still got her own stuff going on that she refuses to admit because she's had a lot of drama.
She had a lot of pain.
I started making a joke out of it. I said, if she say I'm so happy one more time with G, I'ma just shut the TV off because every chance she got, I'm so happy.
That means you're not.
You're not. Why do you have to keep telling people how happy you are for your ex that they have moved on?
Yeah, it's giving
inauthentic.
But I know it's here to judge. We're not judging. Be as happy as you want to be. But what was powerful in the scene was for me was, in that moment, could you not acknowledge this girl you called your friend was in pain?
Your very good friend.
Your very good friend. Y'all was besties.
In my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
All that.
Could you not just pause your thoughts about yourself? Ego. Check the ego.
Check the ego.
Pause your thoughts about yourself and what you have going on long enough to say, I am so sorry you are going through this pain, and just hold her or comfort her or be there for her for a while,
for just a moment.
This moment ain't about you. Can we stop making moments that our friends are going through about us? Because
it's not. That goes back to the making people's emotions about you.
It's just not.
Why are we in an oppression Olympics? When I tell you I'm going through something, you gotta tell me.
You gotta out oppress.
You gotta out oppress me. Out like sorrow me. You're gonna
sorrow Olympics.
A sorrow Olympics is what we're in. I tell you,
first place.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad because XYZ. Well, this happened to me. What? I'm just trying to. Come on, we can talk about you. We can talk about you in a minute. But you asked me how I was doing.
You asked me.
And I'm trying to tell you, and you can't even.
Can you just let that next time your friend is emoting and being vulnerable and telling you, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whoever, child, cousin, sister, brother, something vulnerable, and they are really showing, just putting their heart out because they need somebody.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up with a capital S and a capital U. Just be quiet and listen.
Yeah.
And stop looking around and stop looking at your watch, and don't you dare pick up that phone. You look them in their eye and you grab their hand and you pay attention.
Yeah.
And you be there in that moment with them.
In that moment.
Until they ready to move on and you can crack a joke. But first of all, be there with them. Cry with them. Be happy with them. And if they're telling you good news, shut up with a capital S and a capital U. Shut up.
Yeah.
Be in that moment with them. Let them celebrate their moment and not talk about you. It's not about you right now.
Yeah.
Let them have that.
We also have talked about this on other episodes about being there and celebrating and showing up for your friends and your loved ones and how you do that. It's okay sometimes to say, like, I don't know what to say.
I'm so sorry. I don't even have words.
I don't have words for what you're going through, but I'm going to just be here.
I'm just here.
Or even like if you haven't been there, to say, I know I wasn't there and I apologize.
And I'm sorry.
Just didn't have the capacity for it.
Right.
But I'm here now. And how can I support you?
Yeah. How can I support you?
That's fine.
And that's an ongoing question. Like even now I'm looking at friendships like, man, I want to be able to support this person, but how can I support them? Because what you needed 2 weeks ago, you may not need right now.
You may not need it anymore.
You might need something totally different. 2 weeks ago, I needed some money. Today, I need a hug. Tomorrow, I might need you to crack a joke and send me a meme. Again, memes are love language.
Memes are love language.
Just send somebody a meme and let them know you're thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? Stop keeping your memes to yourself and bookmarking them. You need to send them out.
Who does that? you need to send me the meme. Send me now. You can keep a couple in the arsenal for later if you just want to wait for the perfect time.
Send the memes.
But if you see something funny, please, I mean my friends to the ground.
Why are you hoarding memes? Let's dig deeper. Let's dig deeper. Let's dig. Let's get to the root of this
Not
problem.
hoarding memes.
Why are you hoarding the memes, and why are you refusing to send them to people who need a uplifting? They need to be lifted up, and you got
know
the
that.
answer.
And you really do. You cracked up at it.
Right. You sitting there cracking up by yourself. That could have helped somebody. Oh, sorry. Back to just televised show.
Yes,
Shut up. That's all I'm saying. Stop talking about yourself when other people they need a moment. They just need somebody. Acknowledge them. You ain't even gotta agree. Maybe they put themselves in a position and they did a dumb, foolish thing, and you knew.
You knew it before they
You
did it.
knew.
It was foolish.
You knew they was finna bust their head wide open, and maybe you warned them. Maybe you said don't do that, and they did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Still, shut up. Just listen and just be there. That's all I'm saying.
We all like to reference, and I don't know if the origin is with Oprah. Some say it came before her. I'm sorry, not Oprah, but Maya Angelou.
Mm-hmm.
But the quote of people do not remember; they only remember how you treated them.
They remember how you made them feel.
How you made them feel.
Yes.
Like
in your presence.
And that's an experience.
Yes.
Experience
they will never
is a
forget
feeling.
that.
We all remember the first time we felt happiness, or maybe the first time you went to a concert, the first time you tried a delicious ice cream or something that was good. Like, those are all experiences. Do you want to be a good ice cream or a bad ice cream? Do you want to be someone who left a good mark or a good feeling on someone?
Yeah.
Or a bad? And
yeah.
It just goes back to the self-reflection, because some people who have had bad encounters and bad experiences are just like, well, I'm going to just go out here and give the same.
Man.
I'm going to just leave a bad impression and a bad mark on every single person that I encounter, because that's all I've ever encountered.
So sad.
It's very sad.
So sad.
We have to learn how to do the self-work.
For real.
And become better, because I refuse to believe people who are just like, well, this is just who I am, and I just have attitude, and I just talk like this. I refuse to believe that's who you are, and I refuse to believe that you are happy.
You're not.
I just don't think that.
You could be happy though. Some people like being mean, for real. They like hurting people's feelings. They truthfully enjoy it. I wouldn't say unless I met a few in my lifetime, and I rather not talk about it.
But see, here's the thing with that. The reason I say happy, and I could even use the term joyful, because there's a difference. I don't think you have joy, because happiness is momentarily. It's just a feeling.
Yes.
So you hurt people, and that brings you a moment of happiness. But when you go home by yourself, you don't have no joy.
You don't have no joy. You don't have no joy.
You picking on, if you want to be a bully and you picking on people, you're not going home. What you're doing is probably picking on yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's all you know.
Can I give you your props in this moment? And I'm not gonna cry on air.
Cry.
When I say Kristen is an amazing friend, superb.
Oh, shucks. Don't do that.
No. She could teach a class. So I'm so glad she's doing this podcast, because the way she has shown up for me over the past 17 years is admirable. Like, for real. I wish y'all could see our lives and how we have had to be there for each other in the good times, in the bad times, in the you crying, you lose things, you lose people, you know, the highs and the lows of life. We all going through stuff. When I say she will have your back and let you spew out. She will let you just get it out. And then she will talk about how wonderful you are, how you could overcome this because you overcame last time. But when I say not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But when I
Absolutely
say we can show up for people and make a positive difference, I don't know where I would be if God, Jesus, had not put her in my life. I am so eternally grateful for the people that God had put in my life. And she's on my board. Like, she is one of those people that
Yes. Same.
I
Definitely, for sure.
can I share with, because we have built this friendship out of honor and respect and support for each other, and not even like everything you do I'm there with bells and whistles on, because she lives halfway across the country and has her own life and does a million amazing things.
Somebody decided to up and move and leave me to the wind.
No, I did not.
You had to do what you had to do.
God, leave me to the wind. You and my sister Maki da da. Yeah. So, but she knows how to shut up with a capital S in you when you are really down and you just need to get it off your chest. You saying stuff with your chest and you need to get it off, and then she gonna come behind you, say, we finna, what we riding, like, what we doing, like, cause he could get it, or she, whatever needs to happen. Yeah. But then she'll like bring it around. But I just wanted to honor you in that moment, because everybody don't have a friend like that they're safe with.
That's sad, because I want everybody to have somebody that they're safe with, for sure. It's important. Like, I just really
Safe.
have always felt like,
Keyword safe.
yeah,
Emotionally, physically.
vulnerability
Yeah.
is safety,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
And that just, for me, that goes back to just being who you are, because people can sense that. But who am I to judge?
Right.
Like, we all been there. You have listened to me, and some have built their houses upon sand and gotten washed away. But those that have built their house upon a rock,
She being petty, y'all. Y'all don't know, because we got inside jokes, but she's truly being petty right now.
I'm just saying.
And I'm here for it. No, I'm just joking.
The
It's
saying
hilarious.
just don't make it. But yes, I appreciate you too, Fred. You really have. I tell y'all, I be like, it's some people I know for a fact the Lord sent to me, because I don't know where I would have been. There's man, I would have. I don't even know, because you used to tell me you mean.
I used to say you was mean.
You being mean. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. Now, why you being mean to that man?
Yes, I will. I do tell her about stop being mean to guys. I be like, no, man.
Now, why you being mean?
Come on, be sweet. Be your sweet self that we all know. Be your sweet, caring self that we all know.
But this also took like work within myself. Be like, people just need people, and like, I'm just, how sometimes you meet people, they be like, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. That has just really always been my life. Mm-hmm. People like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. Or I ain't never, that soundbite where like, I've never told anybody this. That has always been my life. I don't know. Maybe it's because I feel like a part of my purpose is like helping people, mm-hmm. and being like a sounding board. I have talked about my journey into finishing school and mm-hmm. Finishing my degree, and I've studied psychology and just the mind, and I've always been fascinated by it. Mm-hmm. The more I study that, and the more people I encounter, the more I realize people are hurting. They're just hurting. Yes. In the world. They're just
so hurt.
And they just need wounded. Somebody.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that I am Captain America.
Yeah.
Or Superwoman, and that's my job to go out here and just everybody.
Yeah.
No, but
because she can't be everybody's best friend. That spot has already been I'm tenured.
Now who being petty? Now who's being petty? But yes, I'm not going to. For me, it's like, what do I gain from being mean to you?
Yeah, I feel like for you, it's like you have, like, we got to make sure you good because you be supporting everybody else. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, okay, now, how you really doing?
She will say that. So tell me.
I got to ask the same question 3 times, three different ways, like the
We'll
investigation.
start. Okay, we'll start. It's like the first 48. We'll start. So what happened? Okay, that's what happened. And then ask another question. Be like, so what? What happened again? And then the end. What really happened?
So who was there?
What really happened?
So then where y'all went? And then what they say?
And then, so how did that make you feel? Okay, so now actually, how are you doing?
So really deep down, then I have to put words in her mouth. Really deep down,
And I'd
you
be
feel like this. Okay.
I'd be like, you don't have to read me. I'm okay. That was another thing too, though. I had to learn to not like have to always be the strong one. And we have, I know I keep saying this because we have discussed many episodes. If you're still listening, please, if you have not listened to our previous episodes, we have discussed in depth so many of the topics that we're touching on right now. Like, it's okay to not be the strong friend all the time.
Yes.
That's not a trope or a cape.
Yes.
It's not something that you have to do to feel worthy.
Yes.
So it's okay. But yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. if you don't feel like you have people you can trust, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
If you're like, I can't trust these people with this. And not with everything, but with some things.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Are they gossips? Well, maybe you need a new
Is it
circle.
them or do you have a trust issue? Where you, again, does it go back to I don't really want to tell them this because they're gonna judge me?
Yes. Or are they just not
Or
trustworthy?
are they judgy? Yeah. Are they someone who you have had bad experience? We don't really think about the emotional experiences of our friendship.
Man, that's powerful.
A lot of times is I have a good time with this person. We go out, and you know this for a fact. I had a friend who was a good time, but emotionally I didn't feel safe with them. Very comical, crack jokes on everybody.
I love a good joke. See, you might reel me in with a good joke.
But was messy
and ugly,
and
very
will talk about you behind your back.
Yeah.
And was just like not a kind person.
Jealous.
Jealous for sure.
Can we stop being jealous, y'all?
Baby.
Can we pause for the cause? Can we stop being jealous of our friends? Can we stop? It's unnecessary because if you want something, now we all know that tinge that come up in us that's like, man, I want that too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with wanting that too. What that means is that's a desire that you have and go after it.
Yeah.
You can have it.
And I'm glad that you made that distinction because sometimes it will come up. And
Yes.
jealousy necessarily isn't a terrible thing. But when you sit in jealousy, it becomes envy.
Yes.
And envy is what is dangerous. Because
Yes.
jealousy will say, man, I wish I could do that.
Yes.
Or I wish I could have that. You can... And,
Yes.
and if you treat jealousy the right way,
Yes.
before it becomes envy, it
Yes.
turns into inspiration.
Right.
Man, I can do. I want to do
could
that. Let me do that.
That's
but
good.
if it stews too long, it becomes envy. And envy is I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to make sure you don't have it.
You don't have it.
And that's dangerous.
Jesus.
Don't have nobody in your camp that is like that.
That's supposed to be your friend and you don't want them to win. Can we stop? That's a whole nother show.
All I do is win. That's crazy to me.
We're supposed to
I
have.
ain't never gonna be friends with. Why am I gonna spend my time with you if I don't want you to have nice things?
Like, we supposed to be both winning and like it's supposed to be mutually beneficial. Like, I'm supposed to be winning, helping you win. What can I do to support you and help you and aid you and put myself to the side for some time so I can help you out? And you're supposed to do the same for me. We're supposed to be mutually benefiting from this relationship. Not all I do is support you and you never support me and you never show up and you never do. As you win, that helps me.
Yeah.
I put you on in the areas I could put you on and you put me on.
Yeah.
And if it's a situation where you're actively not trying to put your friends on,
Yeah.
why they your friends?
Why are they your friends? Like, why are you even keeping them in your... People need people to be in their pond so they can be the bigger one in the pond. A lot of times people don't want to be the small fish in the pond. I want to be the small fish. I need someone to teach me in any pond that I'm in. Now, there are situations where you are friends with someone and you do try to put them on and they just don't take the opportunity.
Yes, that's different.
That's different. Like, you need to... Because you can't drag somebody.
You cannot drag somebody.
You can give them the rope.
Yes.
To climb up.
Yes.
But if they decide not to,
then that's on them.
That's on them.
But if they trying to come up,
yes,
and you can help them,
yeah,
don't hesitate to help your friend.
When I be hearing things about people like, oh, I had an event or I started a business and none of my friends came, none of my friends shared it, none of my friends XYZ, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, what? How is that your friend?
How is it?
If they couldn't even share a post.
Share a post.
Like, we used to talk about support and be like, man, I ain't got it. People need money, I ain't got it. Y'all ain't got no excuse now. Social media is around and that's free. Yes. That is free publicity.
Yes.
Like, if your friend is trying to do something and you can't get to it or you ain't got it, just share the event to your network. That's a free thing. Why are you so afraid to put it? But there are a couple of reasons why people do that. Sometimes people don't want to get left behind.
Yes.
And they fear you make it, you're going to leave me behind and you're not going to have time for me anymore. It's just like so many things.
Which is so silly. But nothing in life remains the same and it's constant. Seasons change. People get married and have children and, open businesses and all of that. And that the time that you were giving to them probably ain't there no more. But that doesn't mean that their love for you has changed. Maybe they used to be able to give you 30% of their time, but now they only have 10% to give you. But that doesn't mean you have 30% of their love or that love has decreased. That love is still the same. And shout out again to my mentor because she reminded us of that. I just went on a retreat, but she was just talking about
Jamaica.
It was amazing. It's called Imagine More if you are looking for some retreat trips. It was amazing. But she talked about how those positions on your board will change and go through seasons and the capacity that you had will change. But that doesn't mean that your love for that person or respect for that person has to change. So that's something you might have to have that conversation. Like, hey, friend, I'm in a transition right now. I'm going through a divorce, so I'm getting married, or I've had a baby, or this or that, or I got a new job, or I got to start a new business, or I got fired, or I got laid off, or I'm going through hell right now, and I don't have capacity to talk to nobody.
Or G is in Australia, and I can't give it to you.
And that comes back to everything don't revolve around you and that ego. Because if they were my friend, maybe they got their own stuff going on. We don't know. That's where that communication goes on. And we have that conversation like, let's be there for each other. And let's support each other and figure out how to, put each other on.
Yeah.
So
I do believe sometimes what will happen is sometimes if we make people are like safety nets or our idols, I personally believe God will like make a time where they're not available.
Ooh.
So that you can learn who you need to lean on.
Oh, Lord.
So that's what I personally feel like. I have seen it over and over in my life, in friends' lives, in strangers' lives. I have really seen it over and over again. Like, this is the person you always run into
They're not gonna be there
It
next
just
season.
can't,
Give it 3 months.
because you can't put that weight on their shoulders. It's
You can't.
unfair to you and to them.
They're not God.
They're not gonna be able to handle it. They're not your everything.
Samote. He got a song called "I'm Not God." That's a good song.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I got
That's a good song. He basically said, "I'm not God. Like, I love you. I can't save you from everything, and I want to be there for you, but I'm just not God."
Yeah.
That's powerful. And stop doing that. Stop making people your everything and putting them in God place, and then looking crazy when they fall down.
Yeah.
You didn't put them on this pedestal.
And this is why relationships are so important, because even if you want to take it to a level of, I don't make this person my God per se, but I'm always leaning on them because I don't have anybody else to lean on. Like, that's still a lot of pressure. Why don't you have a camp, a community?
Powerful.
Like, why is there just only one person that you run to all the time?
All the time.
It just can become overwhelming, whether they say it or not. You have to be aware that, again, people have their own lives and things that they are going through. I have some of the best relationship advice I've gotten from, like, successfully, when I say successfully married, people who are happy, who I know for a fact are happy, not just social media happy, have been together a long time, is that they say, yes, my spouse is my best friend, but I also have other friends. Mm-hmm. I don't have to spend all my time with them. Mm-hmm. I go on girls' trips. I go on guys' trips without my spouse. You just got to give people opportunity to miss you.
I was just looking for this quote. It's by Esther Perel, but it basically talks about how she was talking about in a romantic situation, but she was saying we give our partners the role of what a whole village should be doing.
Yes.
You know, and we can easily do that. Put all this responsibility on one person when we should have a community. Is Kristen my best friend? Yes, she is. But do I have other friendships and other relationships that support me? 100%. It's just too much to call her 24/7 and expect her to always be available. That's just not realistic, and it's too much pressure on her. She got other things she got to do.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to surround ourselves and find our village, find our board, and and sometimes there's going to be vacancies in the board, vacancies in in your village, but they're going to eventually need to be filled, and you can't put all that on one person.
Absolutely not. And to tie it back into the conversation, if you do that, that's going to change the experience that person has with you.
Yes.
It really is.
They're going to want to avoid you.
They're going to want to avoid you. It's going to change
the impression.
Pressure.
It's too much pressure.
It's just
too much. It's heavy.
Heavy.
I'm calling, and you just always calling all the time. Nobody likes that. It's too much.
Yes, and you can have the friendships where you talk to each other on the phone all the time. It's like mutual. I call you all the time. I call you. But like, if I'm always calling to unload something, it's gonna become too laborious on me, and
I think we talked about a lot.
Yes, we did.
Oh my God,
this conversation went way
Woo.
deeper.
I need a Pepsi. No, I'm just joking.
A Sprite from McDonald's.
Okay. I need a kiwi lime juice. Okay.
Yeah, so okay. Let's just tie it back on in. We know how we want to leave impressions on people and the experiences we hope. And what would be some examples of how people can do that? How people can leave positive experiences on someone, maybe 1 or 2 as your final lesson.
Oh, I would love to share. I'm so honored to be able to help anyone I can. I would say heal. Number one thing you can do is heal and do your work and get your support system, and heal all the way around spiritually. Strengthen your relationship with God. I believe in Jesus. He's wonderful. Try him. But relationally, heal your parental trauma. We know you got it. Don't act like, oh, I'm straight. I don't ever have those problems. No, you got it. So just deal with it. Nobody gets out of life. Nobody gets out of childhood unscathed. Nothing. So deal with that. Just heal. Heal your relationship with yourself. Why don't you like yourself? Why don't you value yourself? And that goes through seasons. Sometimes you like yourself one season more than others. But at the end of the day, who are you? Where do you find your value? What makes you valuable? Are you a servant? Do you show up in the world to serve other people? Because you can always win if you're a servant. You can always win if you're a child of God. So what's your identity? So heal. For real. And when you heal and deal with yourself and become a better version of yourself, you will be available and have something to offer other people. And Ayanna said a real will. She said, you pour from your overflow. Your cup has to be full so you can give to others. But if you empty and you dry, you don't have nothing but hot breath. Dry, ashy, dusty dryness to give to others. What do that?
Ooh,
You have nothing.
Yeah.
Think about the desert. What? Nobody just want to be in the desert. They take the Instagram pictures, but after that, who wants to just be chilling in the desert?
Yeah.
Nobody. It's not a good thing to just have dryness. So heal, and you will have availability and good things and love and be. Have empathy and be able. So heal, 2 H's, heal and humble. We have to humble ourselves. And like every day, I'm like, ooh, help me. Yeah, I felt that twinge rise up.
You know it. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
humble yourself. Stop letting your ego lead and tell you how to respond to somebody and you don't even have all the information and everything. It's not about you and don't revolve around. Ask a question first. Have a conversation. Talk about it instead of just talking to yourself and making up a whole scenario in your head. We do that.
You done had a whole argument in your head about something that you didn't even bring up.
Baby, your imagination has run wild. You running through the jungle, swinging from leaves, somebody chasing. None of that has happened, sis, sir. So heal and humble yourself.
Very good. Very good. Well, you heard the woman. I thank you for your time and your conversation. Your honesty and transparency is very much so appreciated. You want to tell the people where they can find you?
Yes, sure. Absolutely. I'm on Instagram as Tarrah Lights. That's T as in toy, A as in apple, phonetically. R as in road, an additional R as in road, A as in apple, H as in house, and then lights with an S on it on Instagram. And if you're into beauty, my beauty company is GGH Beauty. You can follow us there. Or if you like beauty reviews, you can follow Go Girl Hacks on Instagram. And that's like my Twitter. It's the same. So all of my stuff is
all
really
your handles. You're on TikTok as well.
Yes, I'm on TikTok, and you're gonna be like, this girl is so random because I'm on TikTok. I'm kind of random, but
she gives it all.
But to correct on Instagram, my service is Instagram is GGH Beauty Global because GGH Beauty was already taken. Listen, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I hope that y'all are enjoying this wonderful woman because she stepped out, and a lot of people talk about it, but she has been about it. So
This
kudos,
one knows.
clap
Thank
to
you. This one knows. I've been talking about this for years before y'all.
Yes, we used to have these conversations.
Man, before it was like ever
A thing.
like
Before
a thing,
podcasts were a thing.
It was like, I was like, I need to talk to the people, but sometimes you just be in your own way. So we will have all of Tarrah's handles in the description box below. You know where to find us. We are at Funny Podcast. That's FUNIPODCAST. That is on all platforms: Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Engage. You can reach out to us. We are friendshipuniversitypodcast@gmail.com with any topics or issues, or even if you want to get some friendship shout outs, if you want to tell a friend about themselves, reach out to us on Gmail, and we may shout you out on the podcast. So we're so thankful for you tuning in to our conversation. We hope that it was of some substance to you, and we out.